All right, good afternoon everyone. Welcome to Tuesday in Sydney, in the city. Today I'm going out, taking some photos on the Sony a7 IV with the 35mm GM 1.4 prime. I'm super stoked. It's a great lens, I love it. And it's been a big week back to work, so I'm looking forward to getting out and taking some shots. I'm aiming to get 3 key locations. I want to go up to St. Andrew's Cathedral, take some photos of that. And then on top of that, I would like to go to the Opera House because there's some incredible sunset light coming in behind me here. I'm pretty sure you can see it already. And finally, another spot, which is through the Botanical Gardens called, I think it's called Windsor's Chair, where you get a whole view of the harbour. I don't know if I can make it all before the sun sets, but that is the goal for today. So let's strap in and let's go take some photos. All right, so we'll start with some test shots. There's a little Vespa here, a little moped that I think looks really good. Harsh light, but what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna push my aperture up to about 5.6 and just take a nice test shot. The light hits it really nicely, so let's do that. And I actually love one of my favorite things is this building in the corner, which is the Grand Hotel. So I'm wondering if I can get that also in the shot. But the highlights are pretty full on. I might even bring up my shutter speed because I can bring the shadows down. We'll go F8, push the shutter speed. And we'll try and bring up the shadows in the edit because we are shooting it into the sun. Nice and low, use the gutter as a bit of a leading line. So on the screen it doesn't look very good at all. But in the post I should be able to bring the shadows up. I think that'll look good as a beginning test shot. So one of my favorite things is walking up George Street. You've probably seen me do it plenty of times now. You get the tram, which at this time of day looks amazing. The reason I've brought out the 35 is because it's wide enough to capture all these areas, get a little bit of context. And honestly, I just think it's a fantastic lens. I still do own the 1.8. That was my first full frame lens on my Sony a7C. And it took me so much time to decide on picking up the GM. And I can honestly say there's something about it and I just don't regret it. All right, so here comes the tram. I'm wondering if any light's gonna hit it. Usually there's this light here that ducks out, that shoots through, but I'm on the wrong side of it. So I'll probably try and go behind it and get the classic railway shot of the lines as the leading line and maybe try and get some sunlight that hits it as well. So, going pretty slow, must be stopping at the lights, which is great for us. Here we go. And away we go, but the light's not really hitting it the way I need to be a bit closer. There's that small patch there. So we did just miss that. Got it a little bit. It's super far away, so I can crop in to something like this. Luckily, the a7 IV does have this incredible 33 megapixel sensor, just enough to crop in when you need to, but not so much that the file size is massive, like something out of the a7 5R or the new, honestly, even the A1 or the A1 Mark II, those sorts of cameras, which are, for me, I guess, a little bit of overkill. I wouldn't say no to it, because having the ability to crop in that much is pretty awesome. But the 33 is a good sweet spot. The tram's coming. I think I would like to almost, good thing it's waiting. Maybe just completely straight side on as it comes in. I might do this one in landscape. No, it's a bit flat, but maybe if I'm in the shade. Beautiful. Something that I'm really trying to get into, it's very hard today because it's busy, everyone's headed home, but is not quite negative space, but capturing small moments. So here is one such, and I need to bring my shutter speed down. I think my aperture's fine. Before the tram comes, there we go. And I'll crop out this woman here, tighten up the shot a little bit because it's a little rushed, but just these two guys about to head home, end of their day, busy day. Absolutely love that. When I walk around the city, I don't always focus on taking photos of people, but there are moments where it is sort of like built for that moment, like crosswalks, lights are great for people walking, for cars, people who kind of take themselves out, runners like that guy. Shots like this where you kind of get yourself centered and you're kind of just taking a photo of the whole place. But if you get lucky, there's like a really interesting car, a really interesting person, or, you know, people who are running. Don't know if you can hear it yet, but up here at World Square, there's usually a busker out. So there's one out there today. I like to try and capture a photo of them because, you know, they're already performing. They're kind of expecting it. People get their phones out. People with cameras take photos. It's always a good one. Looks like we've got a drummer today. Just gonna try it. There we go. Love that, especially with him on the corner of the building in the back. This is like a good example of, is it red for them? Yes. Good example of where the 35 is pretty great for street photography because it captures a great photo of the performer, but at the same time, it is wide enough that I could get that building in, and it really frames him up nicely. I think that is a great shot that I am very happy with. This is another spot that I really like. I haven't shot here in a long time, but there's someone there, and it's almost like a bit of a through the glass, not quite a reflection, but a reflection. And it's this elevator, but you can get some really cool, he's not in the right spot. Usually you want someone there, but if you shoot through, you can get this almost doubling effect of the people walking by, the event cinema sign, and then generally there's someone like this guy, if he's, there he is. Don't know if I got him though, but let's just go again. Just moves, there we go. That's what I want. But yeah, if you're ever in Sydney and you want to come out and photograph, honestly, walk up George Street and you're not going to be disappointed. And depending on the lens you bring, honestly, a telephoto 70 to 200, an 85 or 135, that sort of deal, you'll get some incredible compression of the trams all the way down there with a subject, or bring something like a 35, a 28, 24, something wider, and you'll get some really cool just day shots. People crossing over the tram line. Yeah, looks like we've missed. See, even the tops of it are already in shadow. I probably should have just come here straight away. So that's okay. That's how it works with photography. And you know, again, building's not going anywhere. Can wait for another day. Come out early and do it right. So we may skip. We might have to skip this one today. Yes. Oh, I like that sign. I like how the light hits it. I think that's pretty cool. Probably do the landscape in black and white, the horizontal in color, and try and illuminate the sign a little bit more. Yes, there's a really good spot right here. Let's just quickly duck in here. If you go through this fence, the train's coming through, you can get a really nice shot. You can have the fence frame it up. Looking down there, you can get, sometimes there's like a single car there. That looks really good. I've got photos here plenty of times. Sometimes in the morning, you have like someone running. That also looks really nice. There's a train there at the station that I believe is leaving in the other direction. So we're not gonna really get the photo that I want, but you can get some really cool stuff here. Sometimes you get like a person sitting down and having a cigarette, like a worker taking a break. That's always really good. I don't want to spend too long here because we are trying to get to the Opera House, but this is one of those spots that I think is worth photographing when you get the chance. Putting the focus on the stickers here is one of my favorite things to do, especially if you can have a train going by through there for some color, like a pop of yellow, but it doesn't look like I'm gonna get that today. And then I've never really tried to go around the bend too much here, but no, nothing really taking my fancy. You could probably go further down there as well. Again, this sort of requires a subject. All right, there's a train pulling up, which means it's gonna come this way. So it's on the side of the tracks. It's on this side of the tracks I don't really like. This sort of shot here is good for it, for the front. But this is not a bad photo for the stickers and just having the train be a bit of color. All right, here comes the train. It won't be moving quickly, so we're not going for any kind of like shutter drag or, you know, blur. All right, here we go. We'll get a few eyes that comes into the center now. That's probably good. And then there. Oh, I just missed it from that shot. So you can sort of do those if you're quick enough. The swap. You gotta always pick a new spot, a new idea, a new thing, go out and try it out. And I find that along the way, what's really good is going to spots you really like because that amps you up. So like coming out to the Opera House, I come out here nearly every video because it amps me up. Everyone that's here is taking a photo. They are posing, they're on holiday, they're happy, they're chill. They're not finishing a day of work. I mean, some of them probably are, but there's a lot of people here who, you know, everyone has a camera, everyone's used to it. And it's a great location. Look at it, it's the Opera House. So I'm gonna try and get a photo of people who are posing for other cameras, have no idea that I'm actually photographing them. There's a massive group up there actually, maybe a tour, because I don't like to get in people's personal space. I think one of the reasons why I like the A7 IV at the end of the day is I can take photos like that and I can crop in to what I would like if I had a 50 or an 85 without disturbing them, you know? Some people do come here just to relax and that's what they're doing. That lady's having this delicious ice cream relaxing. She doesn't want me putting a camera in her face, but it's a moment that I want to capture. And so I'll just readjust it in post. All right. These stairs can create some really great framing from two different points. One point I like is to go down into them. So we come down here and then we can use them to frame photographing somewhere here. There's usually a good, even this tiny triangle here of that woman. I think that looks good. And then even here, might bring the shutter speed up a bit more. It's still quite bright. Yeah, that fixes out a little bit. It's very busy today, so it's quite hard. These guys, not quite. I really did enjoy using this little triangle here actually. It just blocks out the sun enough, but the sun is now moving. There's beautiful glow that comes inside. Got the rail that comes up and leads our eye towards the frame. So, not bad. The other option is shooting down, but it's very dark. So in the morning, I think the sunrise might put light down there. So now, last time I was here, I came early morning and I got this great shot with like one person at the top and the sky using some solid negative space. Absolutely loved it. It's definitely not something that I'm going to be able to get today. There's this one with this mushroom hat. I want to get a photo of it, but it's not going to be very good, but I want to show my partner it. So there we go. Very cool mushroom hat. Just going to get another one, but a bit more. I think that's very cool. What a great hat. I want one of them. Another good shot, whether it's black and white or if you really want to try for color here. The shooting into the sun though is all of the opera bar. So, oh, I love how the light is hitting everyone here. This is really just a lifestyle sort of shot. The subject is all the people. If I had something a bit wider, I would go wider to get more of the water. I could probably readjust the angle, but then we get these tops. There's another one. Probably gonna bring up that ISO. I'm gonna really push the shadows and the darks in post today. See if we can even shoot directly into the sun. Not quite. Bit too harsh. Oh, the mist. Look at that. Now, what do I want to do today? I really want to get these stairs and I want to get the point that comes up. So I think we'll do a test shot here. Test shots are very big for me. I don't know how much you test shot, but I test shot all the time. Like, I think that looks quite nice. It's very, very dominant. But I'm wondering if I can go and use the stairs as a line. Not quite. What would I do if I came up here? See, that's nothing. There's a lot of people here and I love it because I just go, oh, there's so many things to be shooting. Something like, no. I quite like that first shot, that test shot that I took actually. I really love this. On a 20, it's really good. So I feel like I'm thinking in a bit of a 20 head today for some reason. This guy looks really good with the light on him. And he's on his own too. I love that. I'm gonna pop him in the bottom thirds. There we go, I'm pretty happy with that. And now I'm gonna get him meeting with his dad or his uncle as silhouettes. I'm too close, I wanna get more of this. We're getting there, nearly. Now this is the hard part because there's so many people and I don't wanna mask them out, I don't wanna AI them out. It's not really something that I always wanna do. So balancing this silhouette is gonna be very tricky. That's not too bad. I feel like I'm still a bit close. But any further back and we're getting a bit iffy. So this one person looks pretty good. Balance it. They're nearly in the center. It's still a muddy photo. Now they're centered. Definitely a muddy photo because there's people on the right. There's all these people behind them. There's a lot going on. Oh, but there's a great shot here. It's a very good one. It's a classic. And it's trying to get the silhouette, the shape of the opera house. All right, let's again test it first. So it's very bright. I'm gonna bring it up to f8. It's mainly just a silhouette right now, which isn't ideal. Let's bring that down. I wonder if I can get low. Use this line to lead to it. That looks pretty good. I'm very happy with that. Highlights are popping a bit there because you can see my zebras. So I'm gonna bring up shutter speed, apertures up to 6.3. It's a bit dark, but again, I'm gonna push the shadows in post and I'll take another one at f5. My highlights are popping in the corner there just a bit. I can see lots of photographers out taking photos. This guy on his phone on his own is really good. I love that negative space. Look at that. I wonder if I can do the same, but with the opera house behind him. So if I just go to the other side, don't want to fall over. All right, here we go. I think he knows because he's watching me. All right, here we go. So that's just nice in general. Lots of people, but nice in general. All right, let's see. Too many people there. Get some more light in. We'll go F5. He's not where I want him, but the light on him is nice. But there's people. So what if I go down? This will be pretty obvious that I'm photographing him once he realizes. There's some photographs to be taken. Oh, the light is so nice. This is probably the photo
good mix of.
I wonder if he realizes it's so obvious. It's not even that great. I don't think that's a very good photo, but. All right, there's definitely good views here. People with tripods. I just want this little boat to go away. I hope it moves along. But this is once it's gone, this is a nice shot with the trees framing the opera house and the harbour. I'll take it with the boat there because I don't mind it, I guess. But I want to see the full vista once it's gone. Here we go. Any second now. Boat is gone. That is the shot. Let's just bring up. So I'll pull the shadows up. That's what I want to do. I remember that. Beautiful. Something I need to remember when I'm taking these photos is I don't want the highlights to be blown out. I'm not pulling detail out of the highlights like you would in film. I'm pulling detail out of the shadows, so I want it to be a little bit underexposed. So it's definitely something I need to get used to. Down the side, and I'm going to bring it up a bit because I actually want to get a lot of the sky. I don't want that much. I don't want too much of the water. See that? So majority of dead space in the sky or negative space. There we go. I think that looks pretty good. Did I get that little boat in the other shot? I did. Oh, it's that. That's interesting. That's definitely not the view that I thought I'd get of the opera house. So I want to try and use these rocks for the shot. So I'm actually going to go down here and see if I can incorporate that into my foreground. This is very cute. I think that's very cute. It feels very summer lovin' innocence sort of deal. Alright, let's just climb down. Easy does it. Glad that the action camera has... Here we go. This might be nice. I might be able to avoid the people, and that rock up there actually looks really good too. So first and foremost, do we have a shot? We do. Secondly, I think I want to bring up the aperture because I don't want the rock to be completely blurred out, and I'll bring my shutter speed down to 1/60, and I might just bump. Actually, I'm going to bump the ISO to 160 so I can bring up my shutter speed to 100 because I'm notoriously bad at camera shake. I think that looks pretty good. The 35 is just a bit tight for where we are. So I think if I get closer, it won't get better. I don't think that looks very good. I wonder if I go down there. Now, don't want to slip. Little crabs. Lots of little sea critters. All right, gang. I'm going to join you for about half a minute. There we go. It's slippery. All right. I just want to get in here and use these rocks because I just think they frame very well and they make things look way more interesting. All right, let's bring up that aperture. Beautiful. Really points at the opera house there. We're going to call it there. That was a great walk. I hope you enjoyed it as much, seeing the 35 prime GM 1.4, the Sony a7 IV. And yeah, I don't know, you know, check out the other videos. I do a lot of walks around the city. I do some nature walks through nature, national parks. And then I talk a little bit about my gear and a little bit about, you know, photography techniques. So thanks so much, and I'll see you in the next one. Go take some photos.